put a few energized breath into it. So you can do it many different ways. Again, going through the energized breath again, basically you want to inhale with the stomach going out and exhale with the stomach coming in. Okay? You want to do the fast breaths. 2 inches, focus 2 inches below the navel. Okay, and then with the tongue against the top of the mouth. And I'll do this at the crap table, by the way, Paul, and I'll do this, you'll see me at the crap table. Okay, I'm ready. Right? I don't give a shit what anybody else around here is, you know. I'm there to win. Okay? And if I'm entertaining the rest of the audience that are there, then so be it. They're welcome to be entertained by me. All right? I was telling you, using what's there. I was giving you an example last night. There was one lady shooting at the other end, and she was shooting very well. She had a little bit of a problem with control, and she was throwing the dice off the table once in a while. And I'm at the other end of the table, and the pit bosses and stuff are getting on to her, and the other players are getting on to her about throwing the dice off the table. And I'm saying, hey, lady, you're doing great. I'll catch them. Go ahead. I'll catch them. And I'm jumping around at the end of the table like this, and she's throwing the dice, and they'll come up and they'll hit me on the chest and fall on the table, and that'll be the number we want. Okay? And so I reinforced the fact that she was in state, she was having a good time, and I reinforced that she was doing everything just fine. That you and I work as a team, you know, screw the rest of these guys, man. They don't know what they're doing anyway. You know? And everybody's sitting there looking at me, what the fuck is this guy doing jumping around the end of the crap table? I'm making money. I'm winning. Okay? So do whatever you want to do, you know, to invoke the state you need to be in at that point in time. And energize yourself. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do to energize yourself. Okay? And by the way, the thing about energizing yourself is you can't think about it. You cannot sit there and say, okay, I'm energized. Okay? It's not going to work. Because what happens is that when you just think about it, there's an incongruency. Let me give you the other example about affirmations. Okay? There's an incongruency between what your body is doing and what your mind is doing. When you say, okay, I'm energized. I can view this beam of energy coming down from up above. I'm energized. Your body's saying, what the fuck are you doing and what are you talking about? You know? I'm not involved in it, so it can't be happening. That's the reason we talked about you got to use your hands. When you, instead of physically thinking that you're moving around and touching the back of them, you got to physically do some movement of your body so that every part of you is congruent and in sync with what you want to accomplish. So when you energize yourself, you got to breathe. You can't sit there. You got to do some breathing, and you got to do it with a little bit of energy. You can't say, well, I'm going to energize myself. Well, that may work and it may not. Okay? Right? So you got to put a little enthusiasm into it. Pick the subject and reach out and put your hand with a nice energy packet. And the energy packet he was talking about. We talked about, who was asking about balls of energy yesterday? Okay. So we're going to create balls of energy. Okay? Now again, go create a ball of energy any way you want to create it. Okay? You can say, okay, here's a tub full of energy, and I'm going to scoop me out some, and I'm going to fold it up. You know, I'm going to get it just right. I need it a little bit smaller, about the size of a golf ball. I want it to be red, and now I've got it all ready, and now I'm going to, okay? And so you can do it however you want to do it, okay? But again, you want to get physically involved in getting you a little packet of energy together. So you make some physical gestures. Yes?
When you send the ball out to reach the target, do you actually imagine and visualize it going there?
You can, but it's not. Again, if that's not clear, remember the intent. Okay? The intent is that you're going to send this ball of energy out. And a lot of times you want to do your hand with this kind of motion. Versus doing like this, where you're holding on to it, you want to flex your hand back. It's like this kind of, okay? And just notice the difference. For most people, when they do their hand back like that, it works much better. Okay, versus keeping your hand closed. Okay, and you just, the way it goes. Okay, think about shooting a basketball like this without ever moving your fingers. It's much better if you use your fingers and let them roll off the ball. Same here. Okay, and it doesn't have to be, and I'm exaggerating. It doesn't have to be, you know, You can go. They think you're waving, and you're not. Okay? So you just form that little ball of energy, that little packet of energy. So all you do is, again, use the mechanism that you want to use that feels comfortable for you, that works for you. You can experiment with several ways of doing it. Okay? The main thing is you visualize and create and energize a ball of energy. You can imagine they're in your pocket. Let's pick out one now. Okay?